Hello. Yes, we welcome you back to PSSB, Physical Sciences Silver Bullet with me, Richard here. Yes, you're looking at this question, grade 11 question. It says that 5 grams of sulfuric acid was dissolved in water to make a volume of 250 cubic centimeter. Okay. 18 cubic centimeter of this solution neutralizes 10 cubic centimeter of sodium hydroxide solution. The equation is given and they say, calculate the concentration of sodium hydroxide. Okay. Now this case has some kind of uniqueness that our standard is not given directly. Because when you check, the reaction is between sulfuric acid and sodium hydroxide. But the question is, which of the two is the standard? It is sulfuric acid, but we don't know its molality or its concentration. So in other words, the first task here is to calculate the concentration of the standard before you proceed with anything else. Okay, let us check what we have of the standard. Our standard is sulfuric acid. Okay. And what do we know of sulfuric acid? We know the mass, which is 5 grams. And it was dissolved in which volume? The volume is 250 cubic centimeter, which if you convert it to SI unit, it's going to be 250 divided by 1000, giving you 0.25 cubic decimeter. Okay, what else do we know of our, we know the molar mass because we know the compound. The compound is sulfuric acid, where hydrogen is 2, or 1 times 2, which is 2. Sulfur is 32, plus oxygen, which is 16, but times 4, giving you, giving you that. And we are looking for concentration. So this information, we use it to calculate the concentration of our standard. Now, when you analyze the data, we have the mass, the volume. This data leads us to this equation. The equation is going to be M over MV. Okay, where C is the concentration in moles per cubic decimeter. This is mass in grams. This is molar mass in grams per mole. And this is the volume in SI units, which are cubic decimeter. So when you substitute, what are you going to get? You substitute for mass, and then the molar mass is 98, and you have your volume as 0.25. This one gives you, so giving you this. So what you have here is the concentration in moles per cubic decimeter. Okay, and that's what we wanted, because you can't start without it. So next part, we are going to start to go through the same processes which we know. Now next step is now to start with our standard. You have to know that our standard is sulfuric acid. You have to remember that in this case, you move from known, which is the standard, to unknown. So sulfuric acid is our standard, it's the known. And what do we know about sulfuric acid? We know the concentration, which is 0. And what do we know about our standard? We know the concentration, which is 0.204 moles per cubic decimeter. We have just calculated this one. Okay, next, what do we know? We know the volume of our standard which is reacting. It is here. Please don't mistake it here. This volume we used to calculate concentration. But now this is the one which is actually reacting, and it's what? It's 18 cubic centimeter. And when you convert it to SI units, it's going to be 18 over 1000, giving you 0.018 cubic decimeter. Okay, what else do we know? We know we are looking for N. So this is what we have. When you analyze this information, you can easily pick the right equation, which is going to be C equaling to N over V. So our C is 0.204, and our N is wanted, but the volume is 0.018. Okay, from here, what do we do? You cross multiply, and you get your N as 0.204 times what? 0.018. Giving you that. Yeah, this is it. So what you have here are the number of moles of our standard, which is sulfuric acid, which reacted. Now I need to remind you that after getting this number of moles of the standard, now we have to move to unknown. Our unknown is sodium hydroxide. And you need to be reminded that the link between our known and unknown is given by the equation. The equation of the reaction taking place is given as sulfuric acid plus sodium hydroxide, giving you sodium sulfate, salt, plus water. Okay, and when you come to analyze the equation, this is what you see. It's sulfuric acid, where it's 1, the number here is 1, and sodium hydroxide, it's 2. So the mole ratio is 1 to 2. And you have to recall that you have just calculated sulfuric acid, which is the number of moles is 0.003672. And we are looking for this. X is going to stand for number of moles of sodium hydroxide which reacted, and we get it by cross multiplying. So here you're going to get your X as 0.003672 times 2, giving us that. Yeah, that is it. So you have to recall that what you have here are the number of moles of X, where our X is sodium hydroxide. Now, the next step is to list everything you know about our sodium hydroxide. Okay. And what do we know about sodium hydroxide? We are looking for its concentration. We don't know it, but we know number of moles, and these moles are 0.00734 moles. What else do we know about sodium hydroxide? We know the volume. The volume which is reacting, it's here, is 10 cubic centimeter. So it's 10 cubic centimeter. In converting it to cubic decimeter, we divide with 1000, giving us 0.01 cubic decimeter. With that, what is the next step? Next step is to get the equation which fits this data. And that equation is going to be C giving you number of moles over volume. Okay? And what is the number of moles? It is 0.007344. And what's the volume? 0.01. So giving you that, which is 0.7344 moles per cubic decimeter. This happens to be the concentration of sodium hydroxide. And with that, I would like to thank you for your time. The channel is PSSP Physical Sciences Silver Bullet with me, Richard, here. Yeah, we thank you for your time. We urge you to subscribe, to comment, to like, to share. Yes, we believe you will not regret. See you next time. Bye-bye.